5 Easy Steps is a program that pulls together 50 years of pasture research, and it is put in a format that allows producers to understand the value of soil testing and then how to use this information to plan fertiliser and livestock investments. One of the things that is often overlooked in farming is the fact that whenever we sell produce, whether it be grain, hay, silage, meat, fibre, we're also exporting nutrients off farm. At some point, we are going to have to replace those nutrients. Through the 5 Easy Steps program, producers learn the importance of using inputs such as fertilisers to replace lost nutrients in order to then allow them to maintain a sustainable production system.
I was new to farming. The decisions you have to make applying fertiliser and all the costs involved and understanding all, it's fairly daunting unless you've got some help. These sort of courses give you the confidence all the way from soil testing to hopefully buying the fertiliser.
The 5 Easy Steps program is an evidence-based program. It's basically a two-stage program. The first step is soil testing, actually gathering the soil, and we're using scientifically proven best practice methodology to collect that data, get the soil tests, get it to the lab and get the results. Stage 2 of the program is the workshop and the understanding, what do the numbers mean on a page? We work through in the workshop, it's a 2-day workshop, what the numbers mean in relative to each nutrient and each characteristic on that page, and how does that relate to things like pasture growth, stocking rates, livestock performance, those aspects. What we see is that understanding of what are the drivers behind things like pasture growth, maintaining soil health, maintaining things like soil carbon or building those aspects, the impact of things like soil acidity. And it's that fundamental knowledge that you can then take anywhere. It covers all soil types, all climatic regions, all production systems. You walk away with a deeper understanding of the system as a whole. Whether you're running it as a business enterprise or, I guess, a lifestyle enterprise, you still know where you sit. What are the drivers behind, growing pasture and soil fertility? We seem to keep getting the full range of people involved, and the feedback is very consistent across the board. As a landscape-wide impact, I think it's been significant.
One of the issues with soil testing is that landholders struggle to make sense of the numbers that come back from the laboratory. So this course allows producers to then understand what the numbers mean on their soil tests and also understand what are the key nutrients that drive pasture production.
Traditionally, when you do get a soil test result back, there's a lot of numbers, a lot of information there. I've always struggled with, all this information. But this course has cut through that to get to the nuts and bolts. Years ago, we all put 100 weight per acre over the whole property, but for me, that's just not affordable anymore. But after doing the course and getting the phosphorus index, it's shown me that some paddocks can miss a year, some paddocks might need a maintenance. Then there's other paddocks that need a double hit. So just targeting where to put the super, that's the big benefit I see, is to where to put it to get the best bang for the buck. I certainly would recommend it to anybody.
The big difference with 5 Easy Steps is it's not a one-size-fits-all approach. We don't have a generic or standard targets across the board where we're trying to get everyone to meet, but it's more about balancing your soil fertility and your inputs with your environment, your stocking rate, and your production goals. It puts producers squarely in the driver's seat. Once producers are familiar with the 5 Easy Steps approach, they have much greater ownership of their numbers, they know where their paddocks sit for various key nutrients, and they have a really clear management program going forward.
The really great thing about the 5 Easy Steps course is that it provides a whole lot of information in terms of their research background to what the 5 Easy Steps is all about, and then provides some opportunities for some practical examples to work through, and from that, on-farm applicability. With the examples, you can work through the information from your own property, from your own soil tests, and straight away during the course start doing some planning in terms of what the information means for you in terms of your fertiliser decisions. Well, the really great thing about the program is that it very simply teaches you about how to analyse your soil test results so that you can then do some calculations to work out what your optimal phosphorus levels are going to be, as well as looking at the other macronutrients, sulphur, potassium and so on. But with that information to then work out the optimum levels for you in your production system, and taking account whether or not you're likely to be operating at that optimum level based on your stocking rates, based on the seasonal conditions and so on. And from that, then work out how much fertiliser you would need to apply to increase, in particular, your phosphorus levels to be able to get closer to those optimum rates. The skills that you learn in the course also enable you to be able to work out how many years it might take you with the different application rates to be able to reach those optimum levels. And from that, you can make some quite informed economic decisions. In the past, we were very much guided by expert opinion in the local area in terms of what agronomists and what neighbours were doing in terms of what were sort of the standard application rates. What we're now able to do is to make decisions based on the actual performance, those trend lines and the variations from year to year, so that we can quite confidently make decisions to increase or decrease our fertiliser application rates, knowing what kind of impact that's going to have on our pasture production. For me, I found it to be an incredibly valuable course, and definitely one of the best courses that I have completed over the years.
I'm a fifth-generation farmer running a beef cattle operation, which comprises of a stud operation plus commercial cattle as well. We had performance recording in the cattle so we could measure the performance of what they were doing. The soils were just chucking fertiliser out and think, well, hang on, there maybe there's a better way. We could be wasting our resources. When we looked at our fertiliser programs, we realised we were potentially wasting money, using too much fertiliser or maybe not enough. So the 5 Easy Steps program is a tool which enables us to quantify what we're able to be doing. Soil fertility is the key driver of whatever production system you're using, whether it's horticulture, sheep or lambs. It gives you the confidence to head in the right direction. So if the soil data coming up and says things aren't quite right, you can adapt and adjust to it so as to keep going in the right direction. It didn't cost a lot to become involved, really. It's backed up by lots and lots of research. You're looking at probably 50 years research. That's in Australia. It's helped us scale up our system and run a lot higher stocking rate than the majority of people, but enables you to maintain your genetics in your herd, or keep your herd numbers up, and therefore keeps your cash flow going and keeps employment running and things like that. When you're driving a high production system, it's probably relatively easy to draw down on your nutrient status, and it'll alert you to that problem very quickly, and consequently you can make adaptations to correct them. Just the 5 easy steps, so it'd be, you're looking at your phosphorus, sulphur and potassium levels, your soil pH. It's not an instant fix. It's a thing you've got to use over a period of time, but in the long run you're going to be way ahead, especially given now the current pricing of fertiliser. It's like a tool in your toolbox.
I'm a retired agronomist with CSIRO still in an honorary capacity. We've done a lot of work over the years on how to manage phosphorus in pasture situations, and part of that work was to develop the 5 Easy Steps tool that is giving people an objective way to look at how to fertilise soils for profit. This tool allows you to go through with your soil tests and work out where you're sitting in your production cycle and how much you need to put on to get really good profitability out of your production system. It makes best use of your soil tests if you can do that.
Increasing soil fertility also increases your capacity to build and store soil carbon, which improves pasture resilience in our variable climate. 5 Easy Steps is a very powerful package that provides producers with cutting-edge information that can make a huge difference to their productivity on farm.